Thank you all for being here until today. We are in the last day, and today I'm going to show you what is my reality. Okay? When I was talking with Antonio a few months before, we were talking to do this event, and I suggest to do with Nuno. And Antonio called me some days later, some months later, I don't remember, and he asked me to do something. And we were talking about to show my reality as a player, and my vision as a player for you as coaches to know or to get some inputs, which I think that are very important in some moments to make your decisions. Okay, I bring here some themes, some subjects that I think that are very important, and I would like to discuss with you. Okay, so it is very important your participation. Okay, no matter what is your opinion or your vision. Okay, don't be shy. Ask anything you want. Okay, because it's very important. Don't think that what I'm going to show here, it's the best theory in the world. Okay, it's my reality. Okay, you have your reality. It is good, it is bad. It's your reality. Okay, like mine. So I want you to participate, to share your knowledge, to share your context, because I'm also learning with you. Okay, during these days, I talked many times with Jamie. And I learned a lot with you. Yes, because you told me your reality, what you do in your country, like with the others, okay? And it is very important, okay? We are going to divide this into two parts, okay? We are going to this first part. I'm going to present myself, what is my career until today. Then I'm going to talk about what I think it's important for our young kids. Okay, actually, and then we are going to do a coffee break. I don't know, at 11. Okay, Antonio told me when we do a coffee break, and then we continue our session. Okay, so welcome everyone again. I would like to thank again to Antonio and Sonia, which were the people who I have talked to do this. So thank you for this opportunity to show my career, my vision. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. So why did I put this photo here? In 2011 I came here. I told Nuno I came here. Look, this I don't know. I haven't seen her before. It's the first time I see her. Yeah. So why I put this photo here? In 2011, I came here to Macau, and when I did this photo, it was my father taking me the photo. I told him, one day I will come here again to do something in roller hockey. This is true, and I'm here today, okay? 15 years later, okay? So for me, it was a very important moment, and I would like to show it. So the subject we are talking about today is the athlete in high competition, training inside and outside the ring. Okay, what I do inside and outside the ring. Okay, so I'm a rink hockey player. I changed. I used to say roller hockey, but I changed. Okay, since 1990, I have a degree in tourism management, postgraduate business management, postgraduate in digital marketing. I'm now finishing the grade 3 course in rink hockey in 2 weeks. I think that I'm going to finish that course. And I have this company, Team Performance, as you know, and I'm the founder with other two people of Hockey Elite Campus. I usually say that these kind of projects I started because I'm really passionate for sports and for roller hockey. And I can't do this alone, okay? It is important to say here, okay? Every project which I'm involved, I need other people, okay? I can't do anything alone, okay? We can have the best idea in the world, but I think that we need always someone with us, okay? Like it's like in sport, in roller hockey, okay? We can't play alone, okay? And this is the first concept that I would like to show. I started to play with these skates. You know these skates, Antonio? I think Antonio knows these skates. I also have these skates on my car, okay? I take,
I have them at home.
yeah?
Yeah, my kids learned on those.
So I started when I was 4 years old, but I didn't like the sport and I quit until I had 6 years old. 2 years later I come back until today. So 22 seasons on the top leagues I played in Portugal. I play in Portugal actually, but I played in Spain 1 year. I played in Italy 3 years, and in Angola I did two championships. So actually, and until today, it's been a beautiful road. Okay, so my first skate, I started in Clube Desportivo do Paço de Arcos. In 2000, I was called to participate on Lisbon team. I don't know how to translate this, Seleção de Lisboa. I don't know how to translate this. It's a regional team, okay? It's the first opportunity which we as players can have to participate in a it's a national competition, okay? So it is very important. It's the first step for players who wants to get to the top, okay? So this is my first trophy in Paço de Arcos. This is my club. I usually say this is my real club, my passion. So then in U17 I went to national team Portugal. I was the captain at that time. Then I went to I put this here U19, but at that time it was U20. So I was also the captain, national team Portugal, U23, and I put this here. Then I went to Spain, which was my first, sorry, this is in Portuguese, I don't know why I put this in Portuguese, but it was my first experience outside my home. And why do I want to underline this? Because it is very important, this kind of experience, okay? Not for only for the players, but for people who have this experience. Because at that time, Spain was the most important country, okay, which plays roller hockey. They were the king, if we can say, okay. Actually, it changed a little bit. Portugal is better than Spain, the championship, but at that time in Spain there were the best players in the world. I don't know if you recognize Negro Paes, David Paes, the best ones, okay. I learned a lot, not only in the ring, in my club, but also outside the ring, okay. So I was in national team, Portugal national team until 2008, and in 2009 I became Angolano. I became Angolano. And since then I play for Angola, okay. I played in many clubs, Viana, Barcelos. Actually, I play in Sporting Tomar. I played in Sporting Clube de Portugal. I think that you all know this club. I played in Valdeio, Italy, so many clubs, and currently I'm in Sporting de Tomar. I think these are the World Championships that I played. eight World Championships. I started in Vigo, Spain, and the last one was in Novara, okay? Some pictures of the teams where I played, okay? In Angola, Juventude Viana, with many faces known. I know Pedro Alves, Luis Viana. I think that you can recognize them. Barcelos, and now in Tomar, okay? So these are some pictures of the Angola national team and Portuguese national team. This is U17 in Saint-Omer, France. So 5 years ago, no, 25 years ago, I think. Okay, so this is some pictures, okay. I don't know if I'm going to play African Cup, Montra 2026. It depends on the coach, if he called me or not, I don't know. So in Paraguay, I even don't know if I'm going to play there. I would like to play there, and I think that will be my last World Championship. I think because I'm getting old, so I need to give the opportunity for the young athletes. Okay, this journey I've been in many clubs where I've unique experience that made me grow. Okay, not just an athlete but as a person. Okay, this is very important. So my first question for you is this: are we preparing athletes knowing that they are men and women? I don't know if this is the correct way to say it. Are we preparing them?
Yes.
Yes. When you as coaches, when you are training your athletes, do you have this in your mind that we are in front of people? Do you understand my question? What do you do to prepare them for life? This is my first question. Because, why am I saying this? Because actually there are many theories about this. We as coaches don't only need to train them, we need to understand that every one of us, of you as athletes, have our own personality. Okay? I cannot communicate with you as an athlete the same way that I communicate with you. Do you understand this concept? Okay. 10 years ago, coaches talk or communicate with everyone the same way. Okay. You need to defend. Actually, our athletes don't accept that. Do you realize this? Do you? What is your feeling about this? Your experience?
All of them have their own personalities, they have their own fears, and we have to be conscious of them when we deal with people. Otherwise, you're going to upset people, which is something you don't want to do.
Yeah. Augusto, your reality, please. Can you please share your reality? You have 50 players, yes? Kids, yeah, kids.
Was different between a girl and a boy, age,
Okay.
and based on their behavior, personality.
Okay, because we are here from different countries, different cultures, different experience, and this is very important, okay, to understand. As coaches, you need to understand this. I'm going to this is recording, but no problem. There is a coach actually that's for me is one of the best coaches in the world understanding this. Rui Neto. It's the coach of Hockey de Barcelos. It's also my coach in Angola. Actually, I don't know tomorrow. He can change, but he can understand each player has a person, a unique person. You know, I can give you an example. When I was in Barcelos, my family was in Lisbon, 500 kilometers, and I didn't see them often. So when I went to there and I go to play, I don't know, in Lisbon against Sporting, he came to me and he told me, "Hey, André, if you want, you can stay here for 2 days, 3 days, no problem. You don't need to come back to Barcelos. You don't need to come to train." Can you understand the power of these words for a player who is out of home? This is very important, okay? This is an example, but you need to adapt to your reality as you do with your kids, okay? So it was a long road. So can you imagine that when I started, I didn't like the sport. I didn't like, I started with 4 years old and then I quit, okay? So in your opinion, what attracts or doesn't young people to take up rink hockey? What in your opinion? Give me some opinions about this. What attracts or doesn't people to start to play our sport?
I think the coach have a role to take as well.
Yes. Okay, but in your opinion, Augusto, what can we do, or what do you do to attract more kids to our sport? Because this is the beginning.
Let them have fun first.
Okay, like Nuno said many times, the fundamentals. Yes. Okay.
I think in Australia, for example, there are a lot of other sports that football, we have cricket, all these other sports that have a very high profile, and we tend to get our base comes from outside that profile, the kids that want to do something different. So, and also, generally, they're already, if they started to skate, and they want to find how do I get involved in skating,
Mhm.
we have to attract them to ours.
Yes. Yes. Also, so try something different. Okay. And your reality, please.
I think we try to get people to skate first. Do the roller skate first.
Okay.
Because like it's not a big sport
So as football.
we have other sports
Yes.
in Hong Kong like fencing, they're really big, swimming, table tennis, they're like the high profile sports. The first thing we do is to get them learn how to skate
Okay.
and interested in skating, then we can bring in the ring hockey
Okay.
in
Okay. So I put here some my opinion. Okay. Team spirit and sense of community. Okay. Everyone likes to be part of a community. Okay. And this starts with the clubs, with the association, federation. Okay. So many young people are drawn to the idea to belong to a sport family, creating strong bonds with teammates and coaches, sense of community. This is very important, okay? So, speed and intensity of the game. When people goes to watch a game, a rink hockey game, we get in love. Get in love. It's yes. So, it is very important that we can provide these moments to kids, okay, to young kids, okay? Development of complex technical skills. It's a complex sport which can be very good, very motivating for some kids, okay? Opportunities for international competition. If we start to play football, we know that there are many people who play football, so it's more difficult to reach the top, okay? And if we start to play smallest sport, we can have more opportunities. So, and last one, family or traditional influence. Why do I underline this? Because this is also very important, okay, to involve the family in the beginning of the competition, okay, because family is a very important part of the context of the sport, okay. So this is my son, okay, this is my oldest son actually, and he went to the Passo de Arcos to try, and obviously that my influence was very important, okay. Actually he doesn't go often to the training sessions because now he says that he prefers to play soccer or football, so I don't tell him anything. He does what he wants. So traditional influence of the family, it's very important, okay. And I'm going to talk about this, which for me it's not a new concept, but it's actually people talk about this often. It's the organizational culture, okay. And why is this important? Because if we want to attract more kids, more people to our sport, we need to provide a organizational culture which allows people to feel good in that place, you know?
It's important. Kids, if they feel they're valued within your club or
I can give you an example, personal example, okay? This is recording, but no problem. I don't say which club I'm going to talk about. I was in a big club one time, well paid, but it was a nightmare for me. I didn't like to be there. I didn't like. For me, going every day for a training session was a nightmare because I didn't feel connected to the organizational culture. I didn't feel connected. I want to go away. I didn't like it. So I put, what do you think about this? I think that we agree with this, yes? If we don't feel connected, we don't want to be there, Okay, so it is very important that you, in your clubs, provide the best values, no matter what, your values, the values of your club, of the federation, and it's important that we provide this kind of values. Okay, so I put this here because it's an author, Rui Lança. He is now the sports director of Arabic club Al Ittihad. They just won the championship, football championship. So he works there, and he writes and talk about many times about this kind of subject, this kind of theme. So it is, for me, it's a friend, and I think that he's right. And when I was 10 years ago, 12 years ago on that club that I mentioned, I didn't realize what was happening with me. I'm in a big club. I'm well paid, but why don't I like to be here? Okay, I didn't feel connected to the values, and I know this author, and I realized that was my problem. Okay, so disadvantages for our sport: lack of visibility and media support. We are not football, so we are not so exposed to this status. And I can tell you one thing: we as a players, we like the status. Do you realize this? All of we as players, we like to be interviewed, or no? To appear on the first page journal. Hey, he did it. Hey, Augusto, nice goal against India. Remaining 20 seconds. It's a good feeling, or no? So our sport doesn't give us so many visibility, okay? And it can be a disadvantage. So limited facilities and infrastructure, it's also a disadvantage. We can't play roller hockey everywhere. We need a special infrastructure. So, and need for specific equipment and cost. I think that you here don't have this problem. But for example, in Angola, they don't have anything. They don't have anything. I usually send material for them because they don't have anything. They don't have anything, and they can't start to play. Okay, so this is very important. These are some examples of material. It doesn't matter. Okay, actually it's like this. Okay, so then the next step with our kids is this. Nuno talked about this during this week. That is the skills development. Okay, this is a professor in Portugal, and he says he has a theory, which is we must allow our young kids to play as many sports as they can. Okay, this is very important. Why? Because actually we have a smartphone which is killing us. Do you have this idea? The kids don't go out to play. They prefer to stay at home watching YouTube, and this is a problem. We need to face it, okay? And we as coaches need to be to pay attention for this situation, okay? So he says that we are creating. Let me show why this. Oh, sorry, not this. Not this one, not this one. I want. Let me see if I can open this. Let me put the. No, this, so it doesn't matter, but it was a video. I'm going to pass it, which is talking about the coordination and the literacy, motor literacy. Okay, it is very important to provide this kind of opportunities for our young players. Okay, so okay, So we are raising motor illiterate children, and this is very important. Okay, we need to fight this concept. I use my child, just an example, okay? It's the best way I educate him, but as a figure to put here. So we need to provide and let them do a lot of things, a lot of sports, going out. I know it's very difficult, so we need to provide this with our young athletes, okay, with our young kids. So I know riding bike, I usually do this with him on Sundays morning, okay. He wakes up very early and he says, hey, but let's go to play some. No, he even can't touch the ball. I think he's not Cristiano Ronaldo, but okay, no problem. No problem. Not yet. No, but I like to provide this moment because he needs to have fun. And he's also out of home. Okay? So, or doing this, other sports, trying have other experience, okay? So, not even Phelps. So, let's go. Together we must provide the best conditions to develop our sport, okay? We must make it happen, okay? And now we are going to talk about this. Our role as coaches is very important to spot talent, okay? So, for you, what is a talent? Just say what you think. What is a talent? What is a, when you start to train, how do you realize or understand that kid has conditions to be good? Do you realize that you have a very important role to choose the best kids and to choose the kids in this career? Do you understand this? When you see a kid starting, giving his first steps, how do you realize that he is good? Tell me.
Accepting new challenges and they are accepting the way that's been teaching.
Okay. Opinions. Augusto, Vanessa, how do you realize that some kid or that kid is good or it's not good?
Easy get the concept
Okay.
of the sport.
You realize that that kid has more skills than the others.
It's just a comparison. Yeah,
Comparison.
very interesting.
We call that in Portuguese achómetro. Achómetro. Achómetro is I don't know, it's a tool that we all have, okay, that we think that is like this. I think it's like this, I think it's like that. We have all a tool. Can you understand this idea? I usually say this is a achómetro. So, do you think that talent is something that's born with the athlete or something that you as coach need to work? Both? I can give you my example, if you don't mind. I wasn't a talent. I needed to work more than the others. Actually, I need to work more than the others. To be near to them, to play with in the elite, I need to work more than the others. That's why I need to wake up early, go to the gym and work alone and do that kind of things. Because I'm not a talent, I wasn't a talent. I needed to work for it, okay? So, there are some kids and there are some players who has the lucky to be a talent and don't need to train so much, okay? So we as coaches need to understand this, okay? And personalize our communication for each them. So you need to train more than the others. I need to make you understand this, okay? But instead, you are a talent. I need to communicate to you and tell you that okay, you are better than the others, but you also need to train, okay? And this kind of communication is very important, okay? So, can it be the one who stands out from the others at the formative? Okay, it can be, but at the formative age, it doesn't matter so much because we are making players not to be good on a formative age, but on senior age. Okay, we need to think a long term, not in a short term. Okay, so spotting talent is fundamental task in the development of athletes. Okay, so it's different to do scouting at training age and scouting at senior age. Okay, differences. How can you?
On the training age, say for example, when they are in a very young age, they may be very talented. They may be better than the others for a certain age.
Yes.
Because of the growth. And then
Nice.
what happens is when they get to a certain senior age, because of other things, including maybe work, studies, and other things, they're gonna be the other ones start catching back up to the hard work that they've been doing to get to that status.
Yeah. Opinions. Come on, don't be shy. Tell what you think in Hong Kong. Your reality about the young athletes, the young kids. Difference between you as coach, okay? You are training a team. How do you realize, or how can you see that kid is a talent or has the skills to reach the top? How do you realize that? How do you evaluate the kid?
I think their skills, their attitude, and the commitment.
The commitment
Yeah.
is very important, yes.
Yeah, like some kids is like, I really want to do this and keep coming back.
Mhm.
And some was like, no, I'm tired, I'm done. You know.
But that who say that is tired can also be a talent, you know. And sometimes the talents don't like to work like the others. Okay, so how can we see? How can we some difference between scouting training age and scouting senior age? Okay, physical abilities has you are saying are more evident in the training phase than the senior phase. Okay, when you are younger with young kids, like Josephine said, we can see this more. Okay, so tactical skills are more evident and more important in senior level. Do you agree with this? Are more important when you are at senior level. Okay.
But you also see some kids have what's the word? Everyone chases the ball,
Mm-hmm.
but one kid is in space waiting to receive the pass. So sometimes they have a better understanding of the team aspect of the game, so they'll be in the right positions naturally, maybe, as
the
opposed to
sense.
just following the ball everywhere.
The sense of the sport,
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah, positional awareness, something like that would show that they're thinking maybe above the normal level in their age group.
Yeah, it is very important. This kind of thing we need to teach them this kind of skills. Okay. So the contest, some suggestions that we can provide to spot talent in sports. So create environments that allows athletes to develop their characteristics. Okay, we as coaches need to provide this kind of context. You know, where is this? No, not this. When we are making our team, what kind of tactical do you use? Man to man or zone? I don't know if it's the correct concept. Do you understand? You that you, who is the coach of U40, U40? You? What kind of tactical do you use? They play man-to-man or they play in zone?
They will play in. I will let them normally try all sort of different positions to let them allow to learn that there's different things that they can should be learning. But mostly they try to be in the certain places so they know that this zone is for them. But normally when this happens, where the ball is where all everyone's go.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
happens.
normal. Okay. So, but I think it's my opinion. On the earlier ages, we need to teach them man to man. Okay, or because we need to tell them that they need to skate. They need to go around the ring. Okay. If you tell them that okay, that's your zone. When I was young, my first coach, I used to play like that, okay? So I changed the way I look at this team. So I think that if you tell him, okay, you play, you defend there, you can't not pass the middle, okay? And you need to get that. So in a long-term vision, that player will not develop their skills because he only plays on midfield. You understand what I mean? If he make a mistake, no problem. He's in an earlier age. We are preparing him to play the Asiatic, okay, at the senior level. So it takes 10 years. 10 years, no problem. Okay, no problem. So the context, Nuno, força.
Good morning to you. About the zone,
Yeah.
there are two things that is important to know. More than the principles is the way that you react. If you are passive zone, there's a way. If you are pressure zone, is the other way to defense in zone also. The both are zones, okay? But the pressure zone could be a good help for you. Not a passive zone, and who have the ball plays. You don't have the ball, stay until the ball comes to the stick. If you pressure in your zone, it's a little bit better. But of course, in the early ages, the pressure one-to-one, man-to-man is the best way to give them skills.
Yeah.
And for me, if you allow me, Andre, just to rest a little the voice. For me, the zone is a particular case of man-to-man. We go man-to-man all the way, and we step back a little, and we go our zone. If you don't have the experience to go all the way one-to-one, then it's more difficult to understand the defensive zone with pressure. Okay? Try it, please.
Thank you, Nuno. What he's saying is, I agree with him. I'm going to show you in a few moments my reality in my club, and we at the center level, we do a zone. We have a zone system, okay, but a pressing zone system, okay. And then I'm going to show you, just to you to understand how can you provide this tactical system, okay. So it is very important also create diverse competitive game context like tournaments. In Portugal, my partner in my company in Team Performance, he does in every summer 3x3. It's 3x3 tournaments. You know what it is? And there are a lot of people, a lot of players that go there, okay, to play in off-season period. And these kind of tournaments are very important because they can connect athletes, players from different clubs, okay? They are training and they can show their skills, on this kind of context, okay? So this is also very important. Tournaments, regional selections, training with older athletes, this is very important, okay? To observe adaptation to new challenges, okay? If we have a U14 player who is better than the others, why can't we provide or can't we allow him to train with U16 or U19? No problem. It's a new challenge for him.
We do similar, and that's important. We've got one kid in his age group will dribble around everyone and score a goal, and he doesn't develop his other skills because he knows he's capable of doing it himself. So he's not developing his passing skills.
Yeah.
All he's doing is stressing.
We need to create a context, a difficult context for him, okay? And this is important. And so no,
I
go.
was just going to say, for in our like the senior women or even our junior teams,
Mm-hmm.
when we need to train for competition, we enter the junior team in a senior competition to play as a junior team, because that way, if they're the best players in their age group, who do they play against together?
Yeah.
So the only way we can get them to play at a higher level is to play them together against the senior team, so they're developing their team skills to
Yeah.
a higher level.
And this became from the organizational culture. When I was in Paços de Arcos, Nuno was there at the end of my career at that club, I think. But when the culture was, I don't know, under 15, but I used to play on the U17 team, and it provides me the opportunity to get better. Okay, so this is important. So some suggestions. Okay, we need to evaluate specific technical skills. We need to know what are we looking for. Okay, what is the identity of our club, of our country, of our federation? What are the main values? How do we want that our kids here in Macau, what are the skills that we want to develop? We need to know, we need to write this. Okay, I want kids that they need to be good in defense. In Paços de Arcos, there was a coach, a coordinator called Paulo Batista, who don't know how to defend, don't play. That was the reality. He usually say that I cannot score a goal, but I don't lose the game, because everyone has to know how to defend. It was the most important thing on that club. The identity was that, okay? So you need to create this, you need to write on a paper, okay, I want that. My kids, my young athletes, they need to know how to do this. You, in Hong Kong, you need to know how do you want to play, okay? What kind of player you want to develop, okay? And this is very important, okay? So, assessment of motor profile and general coordination, important, okay? Evaluation of tactical cognitive behavior. We have to observe game reading ability, quick decision making. This is very important, okay? Because our sport is very fast, okay? So we need to provide some drills to develop this kind of quick decision making, okay? Jamie showed me a match in 2009, Angola versus Brazil, and the game was very, very slow. Actually, it's not like this, okay? Actually, we need to decide in not 1 second, half a second, okay? When the first training sessions, I was telling you that we need to be like a snooker player, you know? What this means that when I receive the ball as a player, I need to know where I'm going to put the ball in the next second, okay? Before I receive the ball. Can you imagine how difficult is this? Okay? It's like a snooker player. When you play snooker, you touch the ball, but you have to think where the white ball is gonna go. So in hockey, it's the same. So we need to provide this ability, okay? It's very important. So, and then other thing that I think that is very, very important, that is the psychological and motivational profile, okay? Actually, many coaches are learning about this. Like I said before, every player has his own personality, okay? So I need to pay attention for this situation, okay? Because a player who is not motivated, it's not giving us a good performance, okay? I can give you many examples in many sports, but I think that this is one of the most important thing actually in our sport, okay? Motivate the athletes. And this is, we as coaches need to know, we need to understand how to do it, okay? There are many tools that we can use to provide the better behaviors, okay? So this I'm going to talk very fast because Nuno talked about this during all this week, okay? During the next week I will send you this document which I put, let me show you, I put all this in English like Nuno has done, then you can use it. This is like a tool you can use to know how to teach in every stage. And for me, why is this important? If I go to Portugal today, and if I call for, I don't know, 20 clubs, I can assure you that 15 don't know which kind of technical skills they have to learn in each stage. This is our reality in Portugal. You know, I can give you an example. In Portugal, when we are in different clubs, there are many teams, and the coordinator needs to choose a coach for every stage, for every level. And they choose, I don't know, choose me to train the first stage. But they don't tell me, he doesn't tell me, what do I have to teach to my athletes. And for me, this is not the correct policy. Because we need, I don't know, you, with U14, you need to know what do you have to teach them on that year. Because at the end of the year, you need to look at your paper with the names of the athletes, and you need to know, okay, André, he knows to stepping and marching, he knows to balance on one skate. Okay. So if you don't know what kind of skills you need to teach, for you it's okay, it's everything okay. Okay? If you don't know where we want to go, we usually say this sentence, if we don't know where we want to go, every way is okay. Okay? Every goal is okay. So this is very important. So here, stages. We need to have a view of all the levels to get an idea of the different stages of development. We can have this view from our experience as players, like me, okay, or as coaches because we've been through several levels. I think I was talking with Nuno 3 days ago, and we were discussing that as a coach, I don't know if I'm going to be a good coach just because I participated in 8 World Championships. It doesn't matter anything, okay? But I know that I have experience in knowledge that I can use to be a better coach, okay? You are here learning and sharing moments, and I think this is very important because you can use this to be a better coach, okay? So So then appears a figure that is very important, and I don't know what. Have this figure in your club, this role. A coordinator. A coordinator is a person who is responsible to make the connection between all the coaches in the club. Okay? Is responsible to provide that the policy of their training sessions or the what are teaching is the same, has the same values. Okay? Is the responsible to pass the message of what identity we want to reach. Understand? I gave you the example of the Paço de Arcos that we needed to defend very well. That was our identity. Okay? The other clubs know that at that time, when they go to Paço de Arcos, they know that it was very difficult to score a goal. Okay? So this can begin with this figure, okay? And it is this role, and it is important that this person he must be involved with the club, okay? It is a very important role, and for me, they must present a long-term plan. In my opinion, minimum 5 years, okay? Minimum. Why? Because actually we have kids under 13, and within 5 years they will be under 19. Okay, it's a long-term vision. In U19 you can understand who are those that will be good players. Okay, until there you don't know. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so can you please share what is your opinion and what's your context in your club? Here in Macau, I think that you don't have this role. You don't. But, for example, in national team, do you have this role? Who is you can say that is team manager, or is responsible for the teams? Is that you, Sonia? Is that you? Yeah. Okay. No. It's about that. There's a national coach who is Nuno, and you have to. It's my opinion, okay? To have an identity for every federation, okay? And that's the role of the coordinator, of the team manager, for example, okay? I don't know if in your club, is there this person?
I work with the coaches and
Yeah? Okay. It's your role, okay. And what do you think? Is it a difficult role? Do you have a long-term plan?
in some contexts, yes, but not a formalized
Mm-hmm.
which, we used to have a strategic plan focusing on the kids from the school and how we would attract players from the schools to come and play, and also making sure that we had a term same as the school term, so we wouldn't be interfering with their holidays. Just we'd have a season which would be one school term, and then we'd start the next season. So all our planning was around making sure we aligned with the school terms, and when the holiday starts, they get their break.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a plan in place around that.
Okay, so I think this is a very important role in Portugal. Not every club has this role. So I think that is important that we realize and we understand that is important for the development of our clubs of a long-term with a long-term vision. Okay, so I put here. This is don't look at these ages. Okay, but it can be very different in different situations. Okay, I put this here just to identify, to understand, for me to understand what am I going to talk about. Okay, so on the first stage, this is my club. Okay, how do they attract kids for the first experience? Okay, so on this day last week, they provide a training session, free training session, okay, with which they say, come and try roller. Okay, you just need to appear, you just need to go there. We have all the material, okay. So they also provide a lunch for the parents, and this on that club, on that city, it's so very important. Sardines, you know what is sardines? People like very much. So parents want to go there to drink beers, okay, while their kids are playing, okay. This is important, okay. We need to adapt this to our context, in your context. I don't know, here in Macau, you provide, I don't know, a party outside, or I don't know, whatever it is, no matter what. Provide something that parents can go there and take their kids. My example, my wife told me once, I don't want that my son play roller hockey. If you want that he to play roller hockey, you take him. I don't want to take him, because for me Saturday and Sunday are free days, and I want to relax. I want to go out. I don't know. I don't want to have the commitment or the responsibility to take him every Saturday to a training session. They told me that. Okay, no problem. So we need to know that our parents like this, that don't want to be this responsible. So we need to create some motivation to them to go there. Okay. It's like this. It's the truth. Okay.
Some parents just want babies.
yeah. So the role of the parents, the communication, the connection between us and parent, it's very important. Sometimes we need, at this age, at this level, we need to provide not the experience for the kids, which is very important, but also for the parents. Okay, to attract them. Okay, so they have this plan. To attract kids. So this is very complex, as you know. The first step is to be demanding when the teaching technical aspects. Okay, so I put some example stepping and marching. I'm going to show some videos, forward and backward skating, opening and closing legs like Nuno showed yesterday, change of direction, making a turn by crossing your legs, half and full, making a small jump, heel braking and V-braking. Do you know this term? V-braking, that you were doing yesterday. Why is that braking important? Is that correct, braking? Is well corrected? Okay. Why is that movement important? Faltou braking. Faltou não é? Por acaso eu pensava que sim, tirei. Eu tirei em todos, vê lá, estava-me a dar mal a correção. Okay. Why is it important that kind of braking? Can you please give me an example of a match situation that you need to use that?
To control.
To control.
And when you do this, you kind of like protect the area that you are facing in.
Okay. Opinions?
In defense.
In defense?
Get out and stop them from coming in.
And
so
stop.
You go out quickly to pressure, and then you stop so you don't overcommit.
Okay.
It's not common to use the brake.
I think that you use it, but you don't realize that you are using it. Yes. Good example. I have that problem as a player. I can tell you. I think that I'm a very fast player. I play very quick. So sometimes I receive the ball and I'm very near to the keeper, and I don't break. And I need to break to understand and to do my always finta, my skill, dribble, to do the dribble. And it's very important. But for me, one of the moments which we use this kind of break is when we go, I don't know, in a transition, 3x2, 3 against 2, and we need to break before going to the area. You know, you are the third player, you pass the ball, and you need to stop, and you use, okay, to give some compensation, or you can receive the ball to shoot, or you need to be prepared to go to defense. You cannot break like this, because you need to be prepared in front to see the game, okay? You need to watch the game. Understand? I think you use it, but you don't realize, okay? So this is very important to teach our kids, and at this moment, for me, I think. So it is very important to implement a training unit session dynamic, which same training unit is divided into 3 parts. This is a suggestion, okay? One without skates, with stick and ball, okay? Which they can use the stick and the ball. This is a kind of a motivation, because what do kids want to do when they arrive here? They want the stick and the ball. They want to touch the ball, okay? Because at the beginning it's very difficult to them to skate. So we need to, okay, they are going to skate without stick and ball to learn how to skate, and at the end, the last 15 minutes, we take off the skates and give to them the stick and the ball. Okay, now you can try it, and they are motivated. Instead, if we don't do this kind of unique sessions, they going home, hey, I don't like that, it's very difficult, we don't touch the ball. So I think this is important. And at the end, when they learn to how to skate, we can try skate and the ball, okay?
Another word for V-braking is the plough stop.
Mm-hmm.
Plough stop.
Mm-hmm.
The snow plough.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so that's a common one at home, as opposed to V-braking. Same thing, it's just
Mm-hmm.
different terminology.
Okay.
More familiar.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
So, is it okay to give them the stick, like, as you said, the last 15 minutes
mm-hmm.
or 10 minutes of training?
As you wish.
But with the skates, because sometimes what I do, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it's make them feel just, because they skate, like the 3, 4, 5 years old, they skate for 45 or 50 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then before I finish the training, the class, I'll give them a stick just for them not
To motivate them.
to motivate to try.
See, well, I think that you can do that, but at the beginning we need to be careful, because they can, they can fall down and flat stick, and it's for me it's very dangerous. Okay, so the first unit sessions for me, I don't give you this suggestion. I prefer to take off the skates and let them.
Skating for quite long, maybe a month or 2 months.
Ah, no, but
They just start.
okay.
Skating fast.
Yes, but at the moment you can. I think that you can give them that moment. Okay, but be careful because of that. Because I think this is all about experiences. Okay, at the beginning they need to have a good experience. The first touch, the first experience is very important. Okay, I quit when I was 4 years old because on the second training session I fall down, and there were another player that passed me and touched me in my head. That's why I quit when I was 4 years old, okay? And I didn't like that experience. So I came back. So now I'm going to show you. This is in Tomar. This is our reality, okay? I made these videos to show you. I'm going to stop to see one by one. Just a moment, okay? Okay, so here we use the carpet, okay? And this kid was the first time he was using a skate. So Guilherme, who is a player next season goes to Tricino, he played with me. He was responsible to train these kids and other kids. So here what he's doing is helping this kid, which is the first time he's here on a carpet and marching, okay? He needs to have a good experience, okay? He cannot fall down and hurt, okay? It is very important, this moment, okay? You can see, okay, I put this slowly to watch better. Here, this kid is learning how to fall down, okay? Can you see? He needs to understand that he can fall down, but he needs to understand how to put his body when he fall down, okay? He is helping you. And this is important, okay? This is the first contact of this kid, and this I think this is the second contact, but this is the first time he's there, okay? Can you realize how important is this? This is very important, okay? So at the same time they are doing this in two because they can talk, they use the same language, okay? They are kids, so it is important to provide this moment. And then we can do, I'm going to pass all, não, tá, queres que eu pare?
Just an example. If you put, I forgot to tell you that yesterday. If you put a tennis ball here, and then they have to fold up,
Yeah.
the head is always at the front. Okay? I forgot to tell you that, and I remember now I see the kids. You put a tennis ball in, not this one because it's too hard. The head is always
Because the head is heavy.
and then it goes down, and the head don't go down. The ball falls down.
Yeah.
They have to keep the ball here. Okay? Just
Okay, thank you.
wait.
So, and now, what are they doing here? The second level, they need to pass between the cones, okay? So, it's another exercise. The same day, first contact, okay? This was the first day. They did all these exercises. Because if we only do this for them, they don't get motivated, okay? So we need to change the exercises. Okay, so then more exercises. Tomorrow here, what was he doing? He was doing some movements, and they need to do the same thing. Okay, it was very funny because at the end he puts the tongue out, and then they like this kind of stuff. So it's very funny for them. So here, and at the end, oh look at them. Can you see? So. And they are very happy doing this, okay? They are motivated. And then we finished with a competition, a small competition, which they need to catch the cones, I don't know the cones, and who catch more win. So they are motivated, they have fun, and they have a good moment, a good experience, first experience, okay? Always on the carpet, okay? If you don't have this material, you can use plastic bags, you know, and put on your skates, and it's the same, almost the same, okay? Like that. There are very many ways to start and to provide this kind of moments with security. Okay, so, sorry, this is a moment, again, my son. This is my son in Passo de Arcos, and I showed this video to Nuno, and he made some good comments which I can share with you. He doesn't know, he doesn't know how to skate very well. So, and he sometimes he's shy, Okay, he's very shy. So I need to be there with him, and I'm always saying, "Hey, go alone, go try it alone." But sometimes it's difficult, you know. Every kid has his own personality. So at this time, this coach, what he came with the other young kids, okay, and tell him, hey, help Vicente, he called Vicente, and teach him how to skate. And this is what happened. You know? Because they speak the same language, okay? They speak the same language. So if we as coaches cannot provide the motivation, we need to use other tools, okay? Other strategies. And this is one of strategies. We can call our older kids, okay, come here and help this one, the new one, to start, okay? It's a strategy, okay? Okay, the next stage. Technical components, okay, crossing legs. I think that now we can start to do that movement, okay, crossing legs like Nuno showed you here in practical sessions, in front, backwards, sideways and backwards without using the heels in order to improve skating, starting to master stick handling. So, is there a stick here? No. No, okay, no problem. It is very important to understand how to handle the stick. I think that you didn't realize I don't handle stick very well, because I handle stick like this. Yeah, seems like I have a pistol, you know, and because no one told me when I was kid, okay, and I think that's why my shooting skill is not very good. Okay, because I don't know how to handle the stick very well, and this is important to tell them how to handle. Yesterday Nuno talked about the laterality, and how to know if a kid plays with the right hand or left hand. One time there was a coach that teach me that to understand what is our if we are left hand or right hand, we need to go down and we need to be seated and put the ball here. And if we use the right hand, it's because we are right hands. With left hand, it's because we're left hand. And we can do this with our kids. It's like the people who surf, you know, people who surf, you know, they need to know or to understand if they are, I don't know the terms, goofy, and they use other term, I don't know. Yeah, left or right. So what do? They are like this, and they push them, and the foot or the leg who goes in front is that they use to surf. So we can use the same strategy for the roller hockey, but for the hands, okay? And it's important to know that. So important also to start to teach how to control the ball, disarming, breaking from the front and back, passing and receive the ball properly. At this time we can start to talk about this. So at this time, at this stage, I put this here because I think that this is very important, psychological component to be developed. I think here it's important to involve parents, as I said before, and it's important to promote informal meetings and competitions. It's not to find winners, okay, but to create friendships, okay, sense of community, remember? Okay, so we can use also this strategy, encourage children to come to the pavilion to watch the other team's matches and be with their teammates, and we need to implement the foundations of values such as respect. This is very important. This is what sport can give us, okay? Respect for everyone involved, okay? So, can you see this video? This coach called everyone and they went there and gave him a hug, okay? So, this is very, very important, okay? To provide these moments, okay? Some exercises, some drills that we can do to provide, to start to use to cross the legs, our legs, okay? Use just this part of the ring, okay? They are making a competition, okay? At the same time, they are training their skating skills with crossing their legs, okay? This is in Tomar. This is not the main pavilion. This is the second pavilion, okay? Where young kids usually train, okay? I train here not many times, but it's a very good pavilion, you know. As you can see, this is the kind of the floor which is the most used there in Portugal. So other exercises. Now they are playing that exercise. Do you know that game? How do you say this? Catching monkey. Can you play monkey? I don't know. Yesterday some kid told me, I know monkey é rabia. No, it's not monkey. It's to catch. Como é que se diz?
Tag.
Sorry?
Tag.
Tag. Okay. They play this, and it's very good game to. And when I catch you, you need to be there with your open legs. And if I want to save you, I need to pass, okay, through him. So they can have fun and develop some skills. Here, another game. Let me show you. Can you see? Vês bem daí? Vês bem? Okay.
We do one called statues.
Statues, yeah, it's more or less the same.
Still, then someone else has to.
Yes,
Right.
it's the same, but they need to pass through to save him. Okay? Okay, they are playing. I think they were talking about the dinner or something, I don't know. So, and these are some exercises that we can do to provide and to them to be motivated. Okay, another one. This is an exercise, a technical exercise, which we can say to the best one to go in front to give the example, and the others need to follow. Okay, and this is important. Again, the same language. They speak the same language, and they want to follow the best one. Okay, so we can put there braking, forward, backward, okay, using the brakes, okay. So there's a rule here. The main rule is they cannot put the stick in the air, okay. That's a rule, a very important rule. You need to tell them, because they can hurt the teammate, and it's dangerous. Okay, as you can see, they're doing now. They are competing, you know, pushing each other. But this is good. I think this is good. Sometimes people say that competition is not good. For me, competition always exists. Okay, always exists. We need to educate them. Okay, win or lose, no problem. Okay, but no problem if we compete each other.
Principle of continuous improvement. So.
Yeah, sometimes there are some coaches that don't like to talk about this, because I think that is a mistake. We cannot confuse the terms between win at the earlier ages and compete to be better. Different concepts, okay? So, keepers, sorry for the sound, for that. Do you remember the exercise we did yesterday?
Yeah,
Like it. So, this is a U19 goalkeeper. He used a young kid to throw the ball, okay? And he was with the stick shooting. Here he changed positions, okay? This is the second time he goes to the goal, I think. First or second time. So, and they have fun doing this, okay?
it's good fun.
and he's always asking, when is my turn, when is my turn, when is my turn, you know. Here, the most important thing is to have fun, like Nuno said, during all week, fundamentals, and to be used, habituar-se, to be used to the material, you know, to understand how does it work.
Familiar.
Yeah, it is very important. Okay. Okay, stage 3. Okay. Now we can start to talk about this body posture. Okay, it is very important. Legs bent, head up. This is very important. Peripheral vision. Do you know what is this? I don't know if the term is correct. Visão periférica. Exactly. I cannot play like this. Okay? I need to play head up. He understands everything around me. Okay? And if you can teach your players since this moment the importance of play with head up, I can assure you that they will be good players. Because this is very difficult. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember João Vieira, a player who played with me in Angola national team? That guy with very nice player. Yes. He told me once that his father, when he was a kid, used to put I don't know how do I say this in English. Do you know when?
Neck brace.
And he needed to play to train with that. Can you imagine that? He cannot do this, always like this. It was a strategy. I don't think that actually you can do that to our kids, but
Simple games with I'll be skating and then
yes, I'm going to show an exercise. I'm going to show you. So, now at level 3 we need to consolidate our skating technique, okay? It is very important. As you can see, I'm always saying skating skill, improving skating skill, because if we don't know how to skate, if we don't know skating, it's very difficult to play hockey. There is no miracles, okay? So, also the stick handling, passing and receiving with 2 hands, it's important to tell to our young kids that we need to use two hands, okay? Not to play with 1 hand, okay? That's not correct, okay? So, intensifying the work of dribbling and shooting situation, and actually we have a phenomenon called when I was, I don't know, 10 years old, there wasn't if I want to see some movement, new movement, I needed to go to the pavilion and watch a game with very intention. I remember to watch Pedro Alves. Have you ever heard this? For me, the best player ever, Pedro Alves. If I want to see some skill, I needed to go to the pavilion. Actually, they can use the mobile and search and watch all movements. Vanessa, if you want to do that movement, just watch the video that you recorded yesterday. No, but it's true. Actually, you can see kids with 10 years old doing picadinhas. They are phenomenal. Okay, do you understand? And it's different. And we need to use this kind of videos to motivate them to improve their skills. Okay, so occurs at that age when they start to score goals and master some technique using the YouTube. So then we can start to teach curl shots. That shot, it is important. We raised at the moment of the shot to know where to put the ball, looking at the goalkeeper, and with the goalkeeper, and it is stick directed to where we want to put the ball. Okay, start to give to them the information that they need to pay attention for the direction of the ball. Okay, not just doing the right movement, but the direction is also important. Okay, it's not important also the strength. It's not important. It's important the movement and the direction. Okay, if I want to pull, if I want to shot in the air, it is important they can understand how to use the stick. Okay, Okay, tactical, we can use start to play and teach tactical components, man to man, without the ball. It is important to teach them this kind of things, promoting collective play, enforcing players to be proactive. Do you realize that when you are teaching this, you play 4 against 4, there always one which doesn't play? Can you realize this? What do you do in this moment, on this situation? What do you do? When you start to tell them and start to do in a unit session the formal game, always one that doesn't play. For you, what would be the strategy for this situation? What would you do to provide or to tell him that he needs to play? I don't know if you understand my question.
Create a rule that the ball scored needs to be passed to him or he needs to pass. Make sure that he gets involved.
Okay. Okay. Don't forget, we are in an earlier age. Okay.
Always someone that doesn't play.
Yes.
Imagine the one that is always here, but we have a rule because the 3 are there.
Yeah.
We have a rule. Sometimes what I convince them is just to follow where the ball is going. Even if he's not touching the ball, he's participating.
Yes.
Thinking what's happening.
Nice strategy, Joker. Nice strategy. I didn't think about that. Nice strategy. Can I give you? Sorry.
The last man.
Last man. Yeah.
Just make a rule that before you can score a goal, everyone has to touch.
Has to touch the ball. It's another strategy. Can I give you an idea? I don't know if it's the best idea or the best strategy, but I was watching my son's training session of football, and why can we use the small rink and play 2 against 2? They touch the ball. 2 against 2, 3 against 3, 2 against 2. It's better. They must touch the ball. So imagine that you are playing a game and you don't touch the ball. I don't like that game. I don't want to play that game.
Yesterday happened that I had one kid that he's always looked like I don't know if it's his initials, but he always in the mood. Everybody's playing, but he's like looking at the stick and
Yes, he cannot be concentrated. Yes.
yeah.
So that time, if you use this strategy, 2 against 2, he needs to be a concentrated pick.
He only realized when the ball touched his stick and
I think that's because he cannot realize that he's also important on the team, you know. And I think you need to give to him responsibility. And if you do a game 2 against 2, he needs to play. So I think could be a strategy. Okay, it's my idea, my opinion. Okay. So in your opinion, I asked you before, defense, man to man or zone. What is your opinion? We have talked about that, so let's pass this. I think that is very important to play man to man to develop their skating skills, tactical skills. Okay, but it's also important to play in zone. Okay, Italian coaches use this strategy. Okay, to make they known all the zones of the rink. Okay, so physical components, we can start to improve some physical components, okay, obviously with the physical training, draw up a recovery muscle compensation plan to compensation, use the body weight, okay, at this time not go to the gym, okay, but use the body weight. I can do 5 push-ups, I can do this exercise, no problem, okay, squats, I can do this, kids can do this, and they are improving their muscles. Leg muscles, okay? It is important, okay? Go behind, okay? Always with the physical trainer that can give you a planned session, it is very important, okay? I'm not a physical planner. I know what I need, I know my body, but I don't know your body, so it is important to use this.
you do that for them or you have a specific physical trainer?
No, I talked with a physical trainer, which give me the ideas, okay, and then we can use that ideas. I'm going to show you some unit session, but for senior levels, okay? Then I can share with you and you can use it, no problem. Okay, physiological components, promote friendship and joy in the context of victory or defeat. It's important always, okay? I'm not going to read this. So, we need to provide exercise that allows at least to make decisions, okay? Use the game so they can make lots of decisions. We usually like to do that exercises with many cones. Seems like we are building something here, you know. Okay, no problem, but let's use the game for them to make decisions, to play. When we are playing, when we are doing a game, we need to decide. It's the real, it's that what we are training for, understand? So, this is very important, okay? Some videos. First, here we have a pass exercise. We can use 2 cones and they need to score, okay? We need to score, they need to score. Both sides, okay? Look at the body position. I do this on a senior level. I will show you here. I do this on a senior level. And I fail a lot of times. I fail a lot of times. Here, what are they doing? They are playing 1 against 1. Decision. Fun. Competition. Skating skills. Okay, technical skills. Understand? I like this exercise very much at this level. Okay. Here they change position. Can you see? They change position. And here they are going to play 1 against 1 using the ring like this, not like this, okay? Horizontal. Can you see? Now they are playing. While the others are doing some exercises, these 2 are playing, then we change, okay? It is important here, you need to know time. It's very important, the time, okay? Don't do so much time, use the right time, I don't know, 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's correct, okay. You fall down, ciao, I'm going to score, I'm alone, and they like it very much, okay? So, the next stage, okay, technical components, passing and receiving, it's very important, protecting the ball. Now, we need to understand it, to teach them how to protect the ball using the stick and body, okay? It is important to protect the ball, to know how to protect the ball. Actually, I see players on the high level who doesn't know how to protect the ball. They don't know. But it's important, okay? I don't know if you realize that the last unit sessions I was talking with the kids and I was saying often, hey, protect the ball, protect the ball, protect. It is important to protect the ball, okay? To use our body, okay? To protect the ball. I'm not going to read all of this, then you can read it at home. So now we can start to teach him the defensive triangle, okay, you know? Goal, ball, and our player, okay? We need to start to learn this, to teach this, okay? It is important. So now it is important to provide high spirit of sacrifice for the team and its interest to the detriment of individual advantages. Why I'm saying this? Because since this moment we need to tell them that there's rules, there are a tactical identity that they need to follow, okay? And it's important. Physical components, promote stretching and work on the player's flexibility. It is important. Physical components, we need to pay attention to their academic performance, okay? I was talking with Antonio, he was saying me that here in Macau, the education, traditional education is very restrict. And we were talking yesterday also, and we need to pay attention for this, okay? They can be tyrants, and we need to pay attention for this situation, okay? And motivate them, okay? Reward effort and compliance with established rules, okay? Now we are improving offensive transitions and defensive, okay? Correct technical deficiencies in both skating and stick handling. Try to use the other hand when shooting, okay? I'm right hand, okay? We can start to teach left hand, okay? Yes, to shoot the first time, okay? And it's also a new skill, a new tool that we can teach, okay? Exercise, okay? So we put 2 cones, pass, right, left, and then she decided or he decided to go. There's another cone there. They need to turn around and ta, okay? Ta.
Is that a little
It is important to do the I don't know how to say in English. Gancho. Hook. Okay. We say hook. We need to do the hook. Yes, but we use that word to do this movement. Okay. Hook. Yeah. Okay. You know, and this is very important. You can see that here they are training the skill and the skating skill also, okay? And they need to decide, they need to be fast, okay? And they are competing. Again, they are competing. And it's important. He is using only one hand. It's not correct, okay? So here is Shanoka, is a player who plays with me. He's the main coach of this level. He is giving them feedback, always giving them feedback, okay? It is important. And motivate them to be faster, okay? And this is a simple exercise, okay, that we can do and we are improving our technical and skating skills. Okay, let's go. So, tactical components, okay, we need to start to define attack zones in defense. What does this mean? Do you understand this concept? Do you all understand this concept? Okay, so attack zones. I cannot attack or defend as I want. I cannot. If my coach, if my identity says that I need to win the ball behind the goal, I need to provide some tactical movements to attack in that zone. Okay? We, in Tomar, I will show you, we have different systems, defense system. We have 4 different systems in defense and 5 attack systems. Can you imagine? In which system, in each system, we need to know where we are going to attack to win the ball. Example, in system 3, yes, we do some. It seems a zone. It's not a zone, but it seems a zone. Okay, so we know that we want to win the ball there. Okay, because we want transitions. Okay, we want transitions, and it's defined that that is an attack zone. Okay, that is also attack zones. So you, as coach, need to tell them these zones. Need to teach them. Okay, in a senior level, you need to tell them where do we want to win the ball. Okay, we don't want to win the ball here. We are taking that goal. Probably you don't want to win the ball here. If they give you the ball, thank you very much. Let's go. Okay, so, but probably you want to win the ball. I don't know. Since here for that to provide the transitions. Okay, and you need to create a model which every player know how to do it. Okay, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4, 5. Also the goalkeeper is important. Okay, so physical components, we need to promote coordination and agility. Okay, create some drills where they can use the agility to get better, I'm going to show what I do to promote this because I'm getting older. I'm getting older, so I need to train this kind of skills, okay? Not only velocity, but also the agility, because our sport is very, we need agility, so it is important. Promote stretching and work on the player's facility. I was talking with Sonny last day about this. We, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it was, we needed to do this every unit session. Actually, our physical trainers say that there is no scientific proofs that is necessary. Okay, so I don't know. I don't study physical, so I don't know. I think that it depends on each player. Okay, it depends on each player. So you need to understand it. Physiological components, trying to be close to the athletes in order to monitor them individually and on emotional level. Why is this important? Because you need to know or need to realize that we are in working with players with, I don't know, 15, 14 years old, and it's an age that we need to pay very attention, okay? I think that it's not the golden age, but it's the age which defines a lot of things, okay?
Changes.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to show two exercises to goalkeepers. We can do this with in an earlier age or when they are older, okay? With a balloon, remember, Jocelyn, I wanted to do this with them yesterday. You use a balloon and they are competing, okay? Always competing. They need to touch the balloon and they need to be used to the guards and all the material, okay? This is a video in Sporting, which was José Agulhas, which is a partner of mine in my campus. He is responsible to train the goalkeepers, and he sent me these videos, okay? He sent me these videos. This is what he does in Sporting, okay? With young kids. This is Sporting Clube Portugal, okay? This is a training session for goalkeepers. He allowed me to show you this. Okay? Technical skills, let me show you this. Tire, it's tire. You need to touch the tire and movement skill, okay? Portuguese technique, Spanish technique, they are free to use. Here, the lights, okay? The lights, but if you can see, they are using only the left hands, okay? The free hands, using the other to support the body, okay? You need to do something that is like a game, like in the game, okay? That's why yesterday I was telling you, goalkeepers, you need to use your own technique like you were in the match, okay? So this is important. This exercise, you will see 4 exercises here. Here in the corner is touching the tire and making the movement. Here is using the lights to use different techniques, okay, and agility. Here, transition, okay, transition, okay. Some exercise that you can use. Again, let's do it. Let's see it again. Okay. So, tire, okay. Touch in front, okay. Okay, and the players are making other exercises on the other way, okay, on the other midfield. Okay, so ten minutes and we do a coffee break. Antonio, 10 minutes and we can do a coffee break. Okay, so stage 6, technical components, okay, continuing to consolidate technical gestures. It's always needed to do this, okay. So this is me, okay, now this is me, this is, I do this, not every unit training session, but I do this I don't know, every two training session I do this, okay? Because it's very important for me, okay? Here, what am I doing? A hook, hook. Okay? This is a very simple. I use this to warm up, okay? And to improve my skill, okay? Actually, I'm almost 40 years old and I need to do this. Why kids with 13, 14, 16 years old, they don't do this? There's no problem to do this, okay? Here, what do I do? More, okay? Understand? And then you will see, I will change, okay? Look at my feet, okay? My body, it's important, my hands, look how I handle the stick. Can you see? I don't handle the stick, I use it like this. Can you see? Oh, see. And it's important, do you know how do I realize if I'm doing well? The sound, I cannot use that sound, tra, tra, no. You know? That's why I can realize if I'm doing well. Podes meter já no outro, não podes meter no outro. Não, no terceiro, desculpa. Aí. This one is different, it's more difficult, okay? I need to take the ball behind, okay? It's more difficult. I need to do a little movement, okay? I failed, okay? Change side. More difficult. I was doing it well. I wasn't concentrated, and I use this also to concentrate myself, okay? This is important. And they can do this alone, okay? 5 minutes they can do each day, okay? Yes, you can use 4, yeah, also. There's a lot of technical components. Again, improve the quick decision making, okay? So, consolidate movement in the corridors and in pressure and interception zones, okay? We need to teach them. We usually think that our players knows everything, but they don't. They don't. We need to teach them, okay? Even if we think that they know, we need to tell them again. Hi, as a player, my coach tell me every day the same thing, okay? And I know, as coach, I need to use the same strategy, okay? So, consolidate the basic attacking movements, passing, cutting. This is the basic, as Nuno said before, this is the basic attacking movements. Everyone needs to know this movement, pass and cut. This is roller hockey. We cannot be in the same place. We need to pass and cut, okay? We need movement. We cannot be stopped in the same place, okay? So, physical components, carry out the physical assessment of the player at the start of the season. I will show you, and draw up a plan that maintains and develops their physical and motor skills, okay? This is important with the help of a physical trainer. Psychological components, okay, special attention should be paid to this stage of maturation. Tend to establish personality patterns that must be taken in account and which could be deviant, okay? This is important, okay? There are a lot of things, drugs, alcohol, okay? There are some problems which society we need to pay attention, okay? Like drugs, all of this, you know, and we need, as coaches, educate them, okay? I had a lot of friends that they were very good players, and at that age they passed, they couldn't improve their performance. So, Nuno talked about this yesterday. This is very important in all stages, all levels, okay? In my campus, that I realize, I don't allow that parents go inside. I don't allow them. If they want to watch the training session, they only can watch on the last day in the afternoon, 2 hours. It's my rules, I decide, okay? But they know at the first contact, I tell them very clear, I'm very clear. I tell them, you cannot watch my training sessions, my rules. If you don't like it, okay, no problem. Okay,
The other question you want.
but no problem. Why? Because you as coaches, you have to decide. Yes, and you need to be, how do I say, tranquilo? You need to be uh, tranquil, tranquil, tranquil. Okay, tranquil. To decide. So if you are, feel free to decide. If you have the parents there, always watching, they think they can't decide for you because they think that they know more than you as coach. This is true. And there's another thing that you need to pay attention. You are a father. You like your son. You want that your son play. So do I. But our son are in the same team. And now, can you realize this? So this is important. This is important that we, as coaches, need to create rules to protect us, to protect our decisions. Nuno told me, explained me gave me some examples of his role this year, and sometimes parents ask, why did you use my son? Why didn't you put my son on that moment? Sorry, but he's the coach. You are the coach. You decide. It's your responsibility. Okay? So,
I have to get my, I have a thing that the players, and if they're young, their parents also sign to say they accept all decisions. Because ultimately there's always, why didn't they get this much time, or these sort of questions that will come. And I thought, you acknowledge the coach makes these decisions.
yeah,
You've signed it, the players signed it.
yeah.
That's after a bad experience.
But yeah, a bad experience. You learn. Yeah, and it's important to decide. You need to be free, feel free to decide.
We have this reality here in
Yeah.
Portugal, and actually this is one of the things that worries me when I see, for instance, this coach is okay, he don't have children.
Okay.
But this coach have
Yes.
in his team. That coach have his son and daughter playing in our team. So how can we cope sometimes with some criticism
Yes.
that can come from parents, especially from parents with knowledge like him or like him, if regarding the coach that we have, because he puts his kids because it's his kids. This can happen, right?
Yeah. This can happen.
How can we, let's say, avoid?
I think to make you need to be clear and make your rules, okay? And you as a father need to understand that there is a coach that make their own decision. And this, I think this is a kind of education. We need to educate the parents, okay? And to provide some moments of communication and sharing moments. So one time in a month or one time every 2 months, make a meeting and explain how is going the trainings, okay? And with facts. That's why I told before that it's very important to have a paper to evaluate our children, okay? So you can talk with parents and say, okay, I choose your child, or I didn't choose your child because he's having a good performance on my training session. I didn't choose your child because he didn't come, I don't know, 3 unit training sessions. Okay? but this is very complex. This is not easy. I understand that every reality is different. So
I just want to say my opinion on this. For me, even I'm knowledge on say hockey, football,
yes.
whatever sport it is.
Hmm.
If my sons are playing for whatever they choose for, I will just let them to be to cooperate and trust their coach because they are the ones who are handling them the sports.
Hmm.
And as a parent myself, the only thing I can do is just support them where they need to go, and I leave the other responsibility for the coach to do that.
But you have that education, and you can understand that. But
But for some
sometimes
parents,
they don't.
which I know.
So why it's very important to create the rules
But
from the beginning.
sorry,
For-
this is this is my opinion for my sons, okay? But also for my athletes nowadays that I do at a time. A communication within the parents itself sometimes is also a good way to get their feedbacks for something that they want to try to get you to it, but still the the last decision or the last decision making still comes from the coach itself and the team that they are working with, not the parents, not the athletes, but always the team that you're working with. Because maybe something you forgot on the day or on the month, or maybe you got it written down. The things is sometimes they will work for one group of people or one individual, but still you need to get things to be let the person who is taking over to be responsible and more in charge to it, so they are making the right decision at the end of the day. So that's why I said for this, or sometimes I would say myself is I'm a coach, and as well as we are like half parents. Oh, you cannot come to training. Okay, maybe we can try to sort out what you got a problem to bring to training, or maybe even for me, sometimes I wait. You saw me as well. I will wait all the kids to go home, so I'll be always the last one that will go. So I make sure they are all gone before something's gonna happen
yeah, yeah.
inside. Or sometimes the ladies need to come to you. Okay, you still got something left over or whatever. And this is it's not only just a coach or a parent because we are half and half in a lot of things, and maybe depends on everyone's responsibilities.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's not it's a complex subject, you know. It's not easy to solve. Every context is a context. I don't know. Anyone wants to share?
Based on what doctor said,
Yeah,
we are parents, but we are coaches.
yeah.
My son plays in my team, my daughter plays in my team. Um, it makes us as well as coach a kind of a pressure because if you, I think about that. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. You put in your son too long can be a problem, or you don't put the other as long
Not
as
only for you as coach and as father, sorry,
only that.
but and for the kids also,
Yes,
you know.
I
But
try to balance in this way to don't let it happen. Not because he's my son that he's gonna play the whole game,
hmm.
or he's my daughter and let oh she's my daughter and I let her play the whole game. I I try to do based on the situation, based on of course the physical
Yeah,
and based on as you guys said, we need to give opportunity for everyone to experience
yeah.
and to play.
Hmm.
I try to do that and all the time, and I have this in mind. I know that this is my son, and maybe he and and what Jocelyn was saying. I treat my son as a player and not as a son when I'm inside. If he,
Do something wrong. If he does something wrong,
I'll do the same.
yes.
I will be a parent sometimes instead of a coach when he comes to me and say, "Bob, I don't want to train
Yeah,
today," or it happens because kids will find excuses to say, "Sorry, coach, I didn't come because I have to do this and this." But I will put myself in a parent position, knowing that he's my son and he have training with me. I let him find his excuses or whatever, and if possible, I will not say no. Have trainings. I know that you don't have nothing to do. You have to come. You have to come. You come. I let him be a player and let myself be a parent in some
yeah,
time.
yeah. That's not easy. That's not easy, okay? If I'm a coach, I don't want to train my son. No, it's true. I know a coach, a very important coach. He has two sons. One plays soccer, other play roller hockey, rink hockey. But he says that I don't want to train my son. And his son is a very good player, and he can give to him a big and a good opportunity. But he has that policy. He don't train his son. That's it. Because can you imagine being the son? Let's make this role. You are the son. You are always the son of the coach. You are not André, Augusto. You are the son of the coach. Understand this? It's not easy also for the player. Understand the pressure on the locker room. I think this is a big pressure. I can give you an example. For example, Edu Bosch. It's the Sporting coach. But it's the Sporting the coach actually, and next season his son goes to Sporting. He's a very good goalkeeper. Oh, it's one of the best goalkeepers in Portugal actually. But he's the son of the coach. Do you understand this? Okay, it's not easy. Imagine that the things don't goes well. It's very difficult. Okay. Do you understand this? It's not easy. And on the elite, when there is money involved, okay, not easy. Okay, so stage 7 to finish. Okay, we need to develop the individual technique always, and the players must be able to execute the movements taught at the lower levels. Okay, everything we learned before. We need to be able to do this. Okay, so I was in this training. Yes. So this is under 19, under 17, and under 19. Okay, this is an exercise 1 against 1. The first one needs to go to the keeper, then 1 against 1, and then he needs to defend 2 against 1. Okay. And there are rules, okay, in this exercise. They don't do this as they want. There are rules. So if you can see at the beginning of the exercise, he is doing 1 against keeper. Okay, look at his body. He's trying to push outside. Okay, he failed. He needed to change the stick of his hand, but it didn't change. Okay, now 2 against 1. This needs to attack, has to attack, but he failed too late. Okay, but the rule is he has to attack. Okay, that's the rule. I don't know if you agree or not agree. Every coach has his own idea, but the rule is here is that. Okay, and he did it very well. So technical components. In this case, this is complex also, okay? The junior team, U19, U17, bring the playing model closer to the senior team and frequently playing training games with the senior team. Okay, there are some people that agree, other people don't agree, because at a higher level, the coaches are always changing. So, if we provide always the senior model, and the coach goes out. Do you understand this? So, for me, it's more important to create a club identity, okay? And we need to contract to call the senior coach who can develop that kind of model, okay? It's my vision, okay? There are some clubs that prefer to contract, I don't know, Edu Bosch or Runet or it doesn't matter, and the other levels must play like the senior level. Okay. The problem is if the coach goes away, what do? Okay, and come another coach, you don't have a club identity. Okay, so I prefer to create a club identity, a national team identity, and everyone knows more or less what do I need to do, and develop the technical system. Okay, it's my idea. So Physical components, we need to give different level of intensity to each training session depending of the time of the season and training unit. I will show you, okay? Psychological components, it's important to stimulate the ability to tactically interpret the game, create action that promote group spirit. At this level, we can create and give to them different stimulus. I don't know, making dinners, okay? Today we are going to dinner together, okay? Tomorrow we are going to do, sei lá, we are going to have a walk together. Promote these kind of things, okay? This is very important. Okay, at senior stage, I think that we can do a coffee break now, and we finish this part, I don't know, 20 minutes, you know.
At 5.
Coffee break, Jasmina, cut! Cut, Jasmina!